All right, welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is, let's see, I always do this to you, don't I? November 14th. It is Sunday, fun day. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you guys can hear my little cockatiel in the background. He always wants to be part of the show, because that's what the burb do. Let's talk about today's subject of the day. We're going to talk about bootlickers and bottom feeders. Yeah, the toxic cesspool of the interwebs gives me lots and lots of subjects and things to talk about, because that's what the interwebs do. Drama. God, it's crazy how it never ceases to amaze me how drama finds people and how it finds us in general. You're never going to escape drama in your first world and your second world and your third world, and the interwebs lately has been a toxic cesspool of drama, and it appears that there are those who will seek out vulnerable people and people who do not do a very good job at defending themselves for a lot of variable reasons. And there are lots of reasons why people aren't good at defending themselves. There are people who are mentally challenged. There are people who are slow. There are people who are good-hearted in nature, who just love people and aren't very good at defending themselves. And those people become very easy targets for people who are miserable in their own existence and are looking and have hidden agendas and just want to prey on good people and prey on other people to further their agendas. And one of the things that I'm going to dig into today and I'm going to talk about is those bootlickers and those bottom feeders who prey and use toxic things to victimize and hurt other people. One of the things in our first world with, my fiance Toby and I, is that we're good people, and we've always been good people. And I mean, we're human. We're not holier than thou. We're not better than anybody else. We never have been. We're humans. We make mistakes, and we apologize for those things, and we just try to do better the next day and atone for the things that we do, and try to move forward and not repeat bad things. And when I make a mistake, I say I'm sorry, and I try to prove that when I say I'm sorry, that I don't repeat those behaviors and try to do better next time. And again, I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes in my life, and I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I've done a really good job at owning my mistakes and changing my behavior so that I don't hurt other people's feelings again, and I don't purposely go back to repeat those behaviors and prove to people that I'm not sorry. And in our relationship, in Toby and I's relationship, it's hard when you are close to somebody and you love them, and you do say hurtful things to people. And Toby and I have done that in our relationship in the past, where, when you're angry, you say hurtful things, and you come back around and you try to talk about those things. And he says, both of us have said, well, I said some really mean things out of anger, and I hurt your feelings, and I feel very bad for that. And I've always said, I forgive you for those things. And he says, well, I can't take them back. No, honey, you can't take them back, but you can change your behavior and try really hard not to do that again. And we did, and we try in our relationships with our spouses, with our family members, with our friends, to say, what, I really fucked up, and I did something wrong, and I did hurt your feelings. But I'll work really hard to remember that when I'm angry with you, I don't need to say hurtful things, and I don't need to make those mistakes again. So what happens when people in your second or third world on the interwebs make poor choices and hurt your feelings, and you call them out on that, and they refuse to own those things because they have a hidden agenda, and they turn around and these narcissists and these bootlickers and these bottom feeders continue to step over your boundaries and treat you like shit, even after you've cut them off and you said, no more, I'm not going to take this kind of abuse from you, and then they turn around and use all of these things and these tactics to try to spread lies and try to basically destroy your good nature, your good name, and this has been going on for a couple of months. And it's really sad and unfortunate that there are some people in this world who hate themselves, hate their lives and their misery so much that they would continue to inflict abuse on people, and because all they care about is fame, fortune, and glory, and then try to drag innocent people into all of this garbage and continue over time, when they realize that they can't get to you, and so they just want to continue to dig at people who are not as strong as I am, or smart, or they realize that I just don't give a fuck because I have nothing to lose. I don't have a YouTube channel. I do now, because you guys are listening to my platform, but if I have 5 subs, 80 subs, 100 subs, 1,000 subs, it doesn't make any difference to me, because at the end of the day, I have a real life, and I have a real job, and I have love, and I have a family that loves me and cares about me, and I have for many years. So they realize that they can run and play their little reindeer games, and at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who have a really valid reason for needing social media, because they are disabled, or they are single parents, or they have they're isolated in their part of the country, or for whatever reason, and social media has become a place for them to find fellowship and to find friendship, and they're very good-hearted and very kind people, and all they wanted to do was to do what Toby was doing. Toby was waiting for disability. He had a broken back. For those of you who didn't know, he had an accident at work in 2017, and he had broken his back, and in 2019 he had back surgery, and so he couldn't work, and we were trying to fight with a lawyer for Social Security disability, which had been denied a couple of times, and we were waiting for him to go to court. No big deal. I make plenty of money for both of us. We were surviving just fine. We've always had enough. But Toby loved YouTube. He loved the paranormal. He loved UFOs and Bigfoots, and he had been watching other YouTubers for many years, and COVID happened, and we started watching them together, and he said, you know, honey, I need something to do in my spare time when we're not doing our radio show. I would like to try this. And I said, sure, you know, why not? Give you something to do that isn't intensive physically. And he wanted to hold a video camera and walk and do these things, and he thought that would be fun, and I supported it 100,000%. And so that's what he decided to do, and unfortunately came across some other people on social media who at the beginning seemed to be very much on the same page as him. And it seemed to be fine at first. Unfortunately, there are people whose agendas are different. Toby didn't care about becoming the next, big thing, the next 4 million sub person, the fame, fortune, and glory. He wasn't in it to make money. He didn't care about subs. Of course, you want to build your channel and you want to see it grow. But he wanted fellowship and friendship, and to talk to people who were interested in the same things that he was. But not for cutthroat bullshit. And it started to dawn on him very quickly that the people he was meeting, there were some good people out there, but there were also people who only cared about fame, fortune, and glory. And the more that he started to learn about himself and about, in his first world, about establishing boundaries and expectations, the more these people started to push back at him, and then they started to create drama and start whispering and creating lies. And as soon as he established those boundaries, then they started to turn on him, and more importantly on us, because they realized that in order to get through to him, they had to get through me. And that, I think, was their first mistake. This ain't my first rodeo, folks. I've been in therapy and counseling my whole life. I'm a domestic abuse survivor, so I was abused as a child, and I learned from that experience that you do not ever allow anybody to ever abuse you or misuse you for any reason. And so I've been a very strong individual most of my life, so I don't take shit from nobody. And if I'm not going to take shit from my spouse or from my family and friends, you can be damn sure I ain't going to take shit from no bullshit artist or no piece of shit person on the internet. And that's just not my way. So when I started establishing boundaries, and I never interfered in Toby's hobby, I encouraged him to stand up for himself. And unfortunately, he got involved with a partner who seemed to be okay at first, but then quickly, when he realized that he couldn't use Toby for what he wanted and his motives and agendas, decided to start playing a whole lot of games. And I don't do that, and Toby doesn't do that either. And eventually decided that we'd had enough, for a lot of reasons, and I don't need to get into any of that bullshit. But I might, because this person continues, even a month, after a month and a half after their friendship had ended, and then even the day after Toby died, pulled some really disgusting punches to further his own YouTube career, which is completely reprehensible, and continues to this day to keep talking shit about our friends and about other people who can't defend themselves, or, just seriously just crap. But even after that, and after the fact that, we established those boundaries, and they continued to just not be okay with that. And it would have been really nice, and it was real quiet for a while, when we just said, no, we're not going to have this anymore, and you can go do your thing and we'll do ours. And we just decided we were going to move on. And one of the things about that is that there are some people in this world who just refuse to be accountable for their behavior. And misery does love company, but if you want to continue to do that, then I'm going to continue to tell people the truth. And you have two choices. You can either own up to your shit and apologize and stop with your bullshit and be accountable, or you can live with the consequences of your actions. And I'm not talking consequences like I'm going to, retaliate and I'm going to do anything that's illegal or anything like that. But there's the truth, and then there's your truth. And I know the truth. I was there. And then there's the truth that you spout that you want the rest of toxic cesspool world to believe. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to live with that. Fact of the matter is that Toby loved what he did, and he didn't care about being popular. You guys know that Toby and I did a radio show. Toby had fame and fortune. Not fortune so much, but we had enough. We never wanted more than we needed. It's not about money. You can't take it with you. So why would he even have an agenda to go make YouTube videos to make money? He didn't need it. Fame? Toby already was known all across the world, and had the respect of many people because he gave of himself selflessly. So he wasn't doing YouTube videos to get famous because he didn't care. He didn't want people to be up all in his shit because he knew that the responsibility that came with that was too much of a burden, and he didn't need that. So for this person to go around and saying that all he wanted was to be famous and have this many subs and that was his last wish was a load of crap. And so it really sucked that I couldn't even put up his channel and have people go back and watch the memories that Toby created in that community, because this person used that to their advantage to try to get famous and draw sympathy from that. And it was crap. And again, I find it disgusting. And it hurt. Another bottom feeder looking to ride coattails because they have no talent of their own. They have no love or joy in their life. They were jealous of the relationship that Toby and I had, because we spoke about everything open and honestly. We were transparent with each other. I didn't hide anything from him. We loved each other to distraction. We loved spending time together. I didn't feel the need to lie to him or talk to other people or play reindeer games or have relationships with people that my significant other didn't know about and then lie about it to other people. And I didn't play games. I didn't care. Toby had access to all my social media. He had access to all of my electronics. We had disagreements, all couples do, but we were able to sit down, talk about them. We went to therapy together. So other people being jealous about those things, about the transparency and the love and the freedom that we had in our life, was a reason for them to be angry and try to split us up and put dissension in there. And we didn't have time for that. And so it was very sad. And when they started drawing lines in the sand and saying, well, if you're going to be friends with these people on YouTube, then we can't collab anymore, Toby said, all right, you made that choice. And the next day they started sending messages to everybody going, oh, the real snakes, the real liars are Lori and Toby. And people went, you got to be out of your fucking mind. I've never said a bad word about anybody. And people knew it. Because if I didn't like you, I went straight to you and said, I don't like you. So, and if you heard that I said something bad about you and you came to me, I would say, maybe I did say that. But that's not what I said. Or I'd own it. And that's the way it was. I just got really tired of people going, I got proof, and then never being able to pony up the proof. And they failed to recognize that all this proof that they said that they had, I had all their proof downloaded on my fucking computer, and I still have it. And I haven't done anything with it. But I could put out one of your really fucked up fancy exposed videos with all of the proof that you've given all the interwebs if anybody would give the time of day to look at it all for what it's worth. But nobody ever bothered to come and ask us what our side of the story was. They just went, oh, we love drama and we just want to support and blah, blah, blah and be friends with everybody. Don't work like that in my world, folks. You want to enable bad behavior, you reap what you sow. So we ended all of that, and we decided to start over and trust some new people. And boy, did that turn out to be fucked up. You know, and there's so many people out there that feed on the bottom of the barrel and lick the ass of these people because they think it's going to get them somewhere. And then we met some more people who were catfishing other people because they thought it would get them somewhere. And they started destroying other people's friendships on the internet and the relationships that they had. And we met a really nice young man who had the same goals that Toby did, to just make videos and have a good time. And he was being played for a fool by this other catfisher who was playing the same kind of game that our other person was. And again, I was like, what the fuck? Do we have fool, nice people written on our forehead that everybody just kind of swooped in and said, let's go fuck with these people? Why? Because we're good people? Why? Because everybody is so damn jealous that we're doing so good in our life and that we will give freely of ourselves to help people. I mean, the people that we are really friends with are doing wonderful in their life, and we've supported them, and they're succeeding. Why does that make everybody so upset? I don't get it. If you would have fucking stopped your heinous fuckery and listened to us when we said, hey, I understand, we've been hurt, we've had bad pasts, and we turned all that around by accepting that we can't change what we can't control, and we're just going to do good for the rest of our lives, and you can too. But no, everybody thought it was easier to just go around and treat people like assholes and see what you could use and abuse people for. You had every opportunity, and I gave everybody opportunities. And I said, stop your shit, apologize, tell people you made a mistake. You're allowed to change your mind. Of course you are. I changed my mind 4 years ago when I got out of a bad marriage and I moved to North Carolina and I started over. Yeah, did you know that? I was married. Oh my God. And I had to be the bad guy and end my marriage. But we grew apart and I owned my mistakes and I apologized for them. And I said, you know what? I owed my ex-husband enough to allow him to be happy in his life with another person, and it wasn't me. Okay, so if I have to be the bad guy, I'm the bad guy. But so fucking what? Why should I stay in a relationship when neither of us are happy and we're not doing the best and being the best that we can be together? So what? I made a mistake. Yeah, you're allowed to change your mind and make mistakes, but you apologize for them, you change the behavior, and you move on. And somebody's always going to get hurt. I get that. But that doesn't give you the right. That would have been like me coming down here to North Carolina and then chewing Toby up and spitting him out because he was nice enough to love me. Now that would have made me a fucking asshole, and then I would have reaped what I sowed. But no, Toby had a lot of issues. He was treated poorly in his past, and he turned around, and in the beginning of our relationship, he was very mistrustful, and he was really possessive, and it caused a lot of problems. And we had a lot of problems early on in our relationship. And I said, honey, we need to address this. And he said, I don't know what to do. And I said, then get some help, and I will hold your hand, and I will help you help yourself. And I did, and it was really hard. It was a lot of hard work. But it made us stronger as a couple. It made him stronger as a human. And eventually, we decided we were going to be able to get through anything. And we were going to get married and live out the rest of our days in bliss. And I was really looking forward to our future. And I believe that anybody has that opportunity. And I was preaching that to the choir with the second person who came into our world who had a very similar problem. Lots of past issues, lots of trauma, lots of things, and said, you know what, I get it. I feel you. Been there, done that, let me be your friend. And they had every opportunity to turn that leaf and be a good human. I was sympathetic, compassionate, and telling them, hey, you know what, it's going to be a lot of hard work, but you can do it. That's what I do. I try to encourage people. Because I know it's a lot of fucking hard work. I've been there. 30 years, 40 years of fucking therapy from the time I'm 8 years old to the time I'm 50 to get where I am. But I didn't expect everybody to just hand me everything on a silver platter, and neither did Toby. But yet people just kept coming in and saying, oh, fuck you, I was treated poorly, so therefore I can turn around and just use people. It doesn't work like that, people. It doesn't work that way in anybody's world. But here comes these motherfuckers who think that they can just use people up and lie and create drama and ride on other people's coattails for what? Fame, fortune, and glory. Because I'll tell you, once you get to the top, people are going to know that you stepped on everybody and burned every bridge to get there, and then what do you have? You have nothing. And that's exactly what happened. They came into my world, and I gave it freely. I will help you. You don't have to pay for nothing because I have enough. And when I have enough, I will give people that I care about a chance. But you fucked me over once, and I established that boundary, and I slammed the door. And I didn't say nothing about it, and they ran screaming from the rooftops. Oh, feel sorry for me. Why? What did I do to deserve that? I didn't do a fucking thing. And the only reason they did it is because all the attention wasn't on them. You want attention, I'm giving it to you. It's not the attention you asked for, but you're still continuing to abuse the person that you fucked over in the first place. And it wasn't even me and Toby. It was the person you lied to and said, I want to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship. And for what? So you could have a free vacation for content. You know, I'm just curious, why? Is it that important? Why are you doing this in the first place? Are you that miserable in your first world because you have no real friends? Your family probably fucking hates you. And for what? Because you were traumatized as a child or as a young human, that you need that much attention and people to feel sorry for you. At what point do you stop? Do you stop with the vicious cycle of crap? Own your stuff. And start healing yourself so that you don't have to go around hurting other people. I mean, I could have done the same thing. I could have been a victim my entire life because my father beat me as a child and said, that's all I know is to be abused and beaten by men, and allowed every relationship to be that way. But I didn't. I resolved from a young age that I would never let a man beat me out of anger. I would never, ever allow that cycle to continue. And because of it, I'm the strong woman that I am today. But I didn't jump around on social media as an adult and start crying to everybody about being a domestic abuse survivor. The only reason you know that today is because I'm making a point. I'm not using it to grow a channel. I'm not using it to get sympathy. It's nobody's goddamn fucking business. And people go, oh, you're so strong. I lost the love of my goddamn fucking life, and I'm doing damage control for a bunch of goddamn bootlickers and a bunch of narcissist sociopaths who are using social media to beat up people. And the rest of the so-called community of people are over there going, why can't we all be friends and you shouldn't be making this public? Bullshit. If you guys are such a big fam, as you all claim that you are, then you should be standing up for the people who are being victimized over and over again and saying no more. No fucking more. It's not about clicks and popularity and subs. It's about supporting the people that you claim are the family that you love and support. And I'm preaching to the choir. I ain't got a goddamn thing to lose. Cancel me, listen to me, like me, don't like me. But how would you feel? Put yourself in my shoes for 1 minute. If somebody came into your home and did what happened to me, and then a week later you lost your spouse, how would you feel? You'd be madder than hell, wouldn't you? And if somebody said, oh, you just need to be friends with everybody and the drama needs to stay private, you'd say, oh, hell no. And you'd be angry and you'd be mad. And that's what I am, folks. I'm angry and I'm mad because I see all the shit going on in the background, and I see all the pss, 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 pss. And I see people going, oh, we'll take care of it. And that's not a dig at anybody who is taking care of it and who is helping me cope and who is saying we will talk to them. But the games are still going on, and I ain't having it. I don't care if you love me. I don't care if you hate me. I have the truth. And the truth is that there are libraries of textbooks about narcissists, about sociopaths, about Munchausen syndrome. These people have buried themselves over and over again. Their videos are up on YouTube. Their posts are all over Twitter. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go back and look at them, to find the gaps in the periods of time where they were making videos and then disappeared for a convenient year. You ever wonder why? How come some of these people block you and then unblock you so you can see their stuff and then get angry? It's a twisted, toxic game of cat and mouse because they think that anybody gives a fuck. Cry, poor wolf. Cry me, poor me. I got a headache. I don't feel good. And people taking videos down and re-putting them up and taking off comments because they don't want anybody to know you're friends with them or that you liked them or they were once friends with you. Yeah, I know. You know who I'm talking about. I didn't ask for anybody's help. They agreed to. Bullshit. You're in my house. Ding, ding, ding. I heard your phone going off. Cry, poor me. I can't get sick. I don't know what game you're playing, and I really don't fucking care. But you're not going to play it at my expense. You're not going to play it at my friend's expense. You want to be real, true in your field and not be a fake? Then stop faking it. You want to be a real human who cares about people? Care about yourself first. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to everybody else. When you're asked to stop putting people's names in your mouth and lying about the shit that you did, then stop. But you can't. You want attention, both of yous, all of yous, whoever you are, and the bullshit that you're playing. Don't go to other people that know people or who talk to us or who are our friends and start shit. Anybody got a problem with me or you hear shit about me, you come to me. What you see is what you get. I ain't got nothing to lose. I don't. Because I didn't say shit about nobody. And the first time somebody comes to you and says, well, I heard Lori said this about you, bullshit. Because if I say something about you, I'll say it to your face. If I don't like you, you can ask Wolf. You can ask Wolf. If I don't like you, I'm going to come straight to you and say, dude, stop your shit. I don't play fucking reindeer games. I don't go whisper around behind other people's backs. And I sure as fuck don't go into other people's thing and go, don't like this guy, unsub to his channel. No. I messaged somebody and said, out of the goodness of your heart, I haven't even buried my husband yet. Can you please tell this person to knock off their shit? It is unfair. Pray to your God and you'll know it's true. That's all I did. But nope, they go crying to somebody else and go, blah, 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 she won't talk to me. Do I have any reason to talk to you, motherfucker? Do I? You lied to everybody. And you tried to make this everybody else's fault but yours. You have to live with that the rest of your motherfucking life. And the other person, you used and abused my brother. And you can't even own that. Yeah, you're allowed to change your mind. You don't want to be his girlfriend? Fine. Don't be his girlfriend. But don't go slandering him all over the place because you changed your mind. That's on you. You want to go use married men and steal money from people to get your way? Fine. But don't make it anybody else's fault. It's reprehensible to lie about being sick to people to get sympathy and then sit around and try to justify it by proving shit. Google's your friend, folks. Anything anybody posts is public knowledge. It's not slander. I can find out where you got your vaccine by Googling the shit you post. And I can put the questions out there as to why you would travel 90 minutes into a different state to get a vaccine when you have no car and no job. That's my right as a human, freedom of speech. And if people don't believe you after that, that's on you. But I told you, you let it drop, and you refused. So fuck you. Fuck you to the moon. Don't come into my house and lie to me, run off and play victim, and then continue to victimize the person because you changed your mind. I'm not changing my mind. And as for all the rest of you fucking bootlickers, you want to ride the coattails of a bunch of bottom feeders because you think it's going to earn you some clout, go for it. Because at the end of the day, I still have nothing to lose. You can cancel my channel, and I still have nothing to lose. I have more than enough. I have love. I have friends. I have a family that cares about me. Do you? Do you have the same thing? I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a hypochondriac. Believe me, I got enough health problems of my own. And all this stress and bullshit, it don't mean a goddamn thing. Because the future is mine. I have no future. The love of my life is dead. No thanks to some of you motherfuckers who made it impossible for me to grieve about it. When I should have been focusing on it, and instead I'm running around doing damage control because the people who loved Toby want to quit doing what he loved to do because all you motherfuckers care about is yourselves. It's reprehensible that you people cannot own your shit. Stop feeding off the bottom of the barrel because you are so miserable in your own existence that you want to keep continuing to treat others that way. You want to do unto others that way, it's going to be done right back to you. But this is my truth. This is my time. This is my platform. And everything I said is true. And you know it is. They all know it is. And oh, okay. Show me the proof. Show me the proof. I could spend a week putting together one of your expose me videos, basically showing everybody that everything that you say is crap. But you know what? I don't care enough about you to even give you the time of fucking day. It's time for those of us who've been abused and victimized by your stupid asses to heal. So if you want to go cheat on your wife, or if you want to go fuck over all these fucking bootlickers and get money and get them to pay for your little bullshit so you can continue to this facade that you're sexy and hot and you can talk to a ghost box so that your 4 or 5 followers who want to come into your live and kiss your ass because you think you're something special, fine. Don't talk about us. Go ahead and troll and watch our videos and put thumbs down. Don't care. Because at the end of the day, we're going places because we have something you don't. We have self-respect, we have love, and we have life. You want to prove it? Shut your shit down. Delete all your videos, end your channel, disappear for a year like one of you did. Why did you disappear for a year? I know. Why don't you tell everybody? Tell everybody the truth about what's real in your world. Own up. Talk to them about what's really going on, that you think that it's okay to abuse people in the manner that you do, and why you hate yourself so much. And then maybe you'll get the attention in the positive nature that you do, instead of lying about it. But you can't. That's the difference between you and I. I can tell the truth. I have nothing to hide. There are people on my other media platforms, and there are people in my first world who have known me for 30 years, and they know some of the ugliest secrets about me. It's public knowledge. I'm not ashamed of it. There are some of these people who have known some of the darkest moments of my life. Yeah, I'm not perfect, dude. I've made lots of mistakes. And I own every one of them. Because those are the things that make me who I am. I'm not a victim of those things. I'm a survivor of them. And all of you had that opportunity to be that as well. But instead you chose to be victims of those things and proliferate all of this bottom-feeding, boot-licking, disgusting behavior. And all it's going to do at the end is just tear you up. No redemption. No forgiveness. Remember that. The apology you're looking for, you're never going to get. Toby's dead. And I'm never going to forgive you for what you've done. You can ask for forgiveness and apologize. The only way you're going to get forgiveness is changing the behavior, improving it. You ain't going to get it. Take down every video that you have with Toby in it. Every single video with Toby in it. Never speak his name again without my permission. And then we'll see. Then we'll talk. Stop abusing those people that you've already victimized. And then we'll see. It won't happen. But I've given you guys that opportunity already. You've been asked already. How many times? Or continue to be a bottom feeder. And all of you who are supporting this behavior and want to continue to lick the boots and enable the bad behavior, be Switzerland. Oh, it's okay. They don't mean it. They do mean it. But you watch. As soon as you become no longer useful to those people, you will be in the same boat that Toby and I were. That some of these other people, my brother, my other sisters, you become the target. As soon as you are no longer useful or you no longer accept that, then you become the target. And then you can come back to me and go, you know what, Lori, I'm so sorry I didn't listen to you. No, you didn't, did you? That's not my fault. I established these boundaries to protect myself, and I encourage you all to do the same. But staying silent and not doing anything and riding the Switzerland train isn't going to do anybody any good, because all it's doing is tearing apart a community that could have been and should have been a wonderful place for a bunch of new people who really just wanted to learn. And while the rest of you were circling the wagons to protect yourselves instead of taking a bunch of new people under their wing, we all had to learn the hard way. And you're lucky I'm damn stronger than a lot of you damn people who decided to just say, oh no, we don't care about those people. Because I'm going to defend them, and they're going to rise above. And like Wolf and Hound, they're getting their reward now. And a lot of you people shit on them too and just said, oh, no. Well, the people who get shit on the hardest usually end up getting their reward in the end if they don't give up. So for all you people who got stepped on by some of these bottom feeders and bootlickers, don't give up. I hear you. I see you. I support you. And I'll stand up for you. Toby doesn't have anybody to stand up for him anymore. He's dead. And someday I'll be able to put his videos back out there for you guys to watch what he did for what he loved. But I ain't tolerating it anymore. You want an opportunity to make it right? Make it right. I ain't doing it. I told you. Wash your hands, people. Be a good fucking human. I'll see you guys again very soon.